Colonel Marion Spratt was too old for his present rank, and he knew it. From time to time, he suspected the only reason he remained in uniform was because the Army's Human Resources Command had forgotten he existed at all. The thought might have brought a smile to his lips if he had been prone to humor, which he was not. After all, he had spent his entire career attempting to blend into the background hum of military life. It seemed he had succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. He walked straight back through Lyndon B. Johnson Memorial Park on the edge of the Potomac, searching for a free bench, regardless of the weather. It was only noon, so most of the area's office workers were yet to spill out into the small but pleasant park. Another man in his position might have allowed the silence in this tiny haven to prey on his thoughts. He was nearing 50, his days wearing his country's uniform numbered, and nobody to go home to at night. He'd spent his entire career behind a desk, writing words that were classified before the ink was dry. Files that he'd slaved over for weeks wouldn't see the light of day for another 70 years, and the Army was unlikely to make them public even then. Had he achieved anything? It was difficult to say. He'd done his job. He gave his superiors options, some of which were acted upon, and many of which were filed away, never to be seen again. But it wasn't silent. Not really, not with the drone of traffic from the nearby George Washington Memorial Parkway, or the sound of distant footsteps, now closer, in an easy rhythm, until they stopped just a few feet away. Spratt looked up and saw the face of a man he hadn't ever expected to cross paths with again.
What are you doing here?
The man's face displayed neither emotion nor any obvious sign of recognition, even as he quickly scanned the tree line in search of danger. He picked out half a dozen figures in the distance, 2 mothers pushing strollers, several more office workers, and a runner. Nobody who obviously presented as a threat.
Good to see you too, Colonel.
The man was wearing a dark Carhartt work jacket and gray jeans, his height and weight unremarkable, though he was clearly physically fit. He had his hands thrust into his pockets.
It's been a while.
Several bystanders were still visible in the distance, but nobody within 50 yards. The hum of traffic would dull the sound of violence, if it came to that.
What are you doing here?
An old friend sends his regards.
Spratt knew without asking who he was referring to.
He couldn't be here himself?
Unfortunately, he's otherwise engaged.
He's really gonna do it.
Spratt shook his head in a state of stunned disbelief.
It's madness.
Operation Redwood was your idea, was it not?
There's a reason I never filed it.
Spratt felt the urge to rise, to shake some sense into this man and explain to him the folly of his course of action. But his legs were jelly. He was stuck in place by fear.
It's doomed to fail.
And you told no one else?
Of course not.
Then you have a choice.
The man took a step toward him and extended his left hand.
Come with me, now, and stay with us until it's done. Redwood is your baby, after all. You know it better than any of us. See it through. You might find that you enjoy it.
Or what?
Spratt knew that the man's left hand was not the dominant one, and understood what that meant. The choice wasn't real. His fate was predetermined. This man was simply here to execute it. He knew he should run, but couldn't. Perhaps this was the end he deserved. A tear leaked down his cheek as the blade cut through his skin. It drove up and underneath the ribcage until the tip severed the left coronary artery. Spratt's powerful heart kept beating for several more seconds, not yet understanding what his brain already did. It was over.